Hey, what's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Six Figure Morning Show. We give you the best advice in the areas of business and life. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here, for all the likes, shares, comments, subscriptions. I appreciate you guys, man. I really do. Like I've said before, I'm fully aware and I know that there is no me without you. There's no way I could build this channel, brand myself, and grow without you guys being here. So I thank each and every one of you for the daily support, the kind words, the comments. Man, it doesn't go unnoticed, and I thank you guys for it. So for anybody that doesn't know how it works, you throw a question in the comments. If it's relevant, it goes along with what I was going to talk about anyway, or if it gets a lot of likes, or if it's something in the comment section that develops a discussion, I will touch on it the next day. If not, then I have a whole whiteboard full of topics of discussion that I can go over. Don't want to sound cocky, but I just can't run out of comments, not comments, but I can't run out of content, guys, because this is me. Excuse me. Let me fix that. This is what I do. This is who I am on a daily basis. My mind works like this on a daily basis without anybody. This is what I think about when I'm walking the dog. I think about things like this, how to do this, how to do that, how to get to the next level, where I'm at, where I'm going. And so I teach this stuff to you guys. I give it to you guys to help you out and let you know that there are other people in your same situation, same shoes, same path, on the same journey, that you're not alone out here. So I got a great question in the comments, and it comes from Eli Youngblood, 2943. He said, Mr. Robert, thanks for your support. Can you tell us how you can be your own bank and what you think about vasectomies? And that goes very much so into what we talked about yesterday, guys. So vasectomies and being your own bank seem like two different topics, but guys, you need to fully understand that relationships, friendships, loss of life, all these things are things that move you or hinder you in building wealth and financial freedom for yourself. The wrong relationship could set you way back. A loss of a loved one can hinder you for months or years. Some people have a very hard time of getting over these things. Bad friendships can hold you back, all these things. So all this stuff on this channel, all these questions, when I give life advice, is very much relevant in financial advice for moving forward and building wealth for yourself. So to read the question again, it said, Mr. Robert, thanks for your support. Can you tell us how you can be your own bank and what you think about vasectomies? All right, man. So like I told you guys yesterday, I spent 2 years living off of nothing, just to save up my bank account to stack dollars. I spent 2 years living off of nothing. Let me go back and tell you that most people ain't going to make it. I'm just going to be honest with you, because while I was doing it, I was trying to get other people to do it and they wouldn't do it. And all I got was hatred. I'm serious. Like, guys, I'm not talking shit. I'm serious. When you start doing what's best for yourself, when you start trying to build when you start trying to build, create wealth for yourself, people don't like that. So you need to be quiet about it. You can go brag all you want. You can go tell all you want, for sure. They're not going to like you. People do not like that, man, because you're starting to expose them. You're starting to expose the weak character that they have. So I used to try to help people. Like, literally, I was thrown back into my old neighborhood that I grew up in. I grew up around the projects, in the projects, stuff like that. And so very gang infested, small town, small minded kind of place. And, and so I was trying to go back and rekindle like old high school relationships and help people along the way. And man, all I got was hate. Because I was exposing them, get sober, stop smoking weed, get off the porch, quit hanging out with this loser. He doesn't want to do anything. And the whole time I'm talking to a loser that doesn't want to do anything, and I'm trying to help these people. I'm trying to, what I thought were friends, not friends, man. You don't know. Old high school relationships, old high school buddies. That's exactly what they are. You knew them in high school. And unless you plan on staying in high school, you're going to have to get away from them. I'm just being honest. And anybody with some age already knows. It's not that I have ill will towards you. I want the best. I want the best for you, but you're not on the same path I'm on. We're not on the same journey, and you can't come with me. The only way you can come with me is if you want, honestly, authentically want the same things that I want. That's the only way. And then we can help each other. But that's rare, that you're going to find a person that you grew up with or a person from your past that wants the exact same things that you want, because if they wanted what you wanted, y'all would have never split up and separated. Maybe you rekindle back years, down the line. I don't know. And both of you want the same thing, but it's very rare, guys. So you're going to have to say goodbye. All this goes hand in hand with what I'm saying, what we're talking about, how to become your own bank. So don't just think I'm rambling. You're not going to have any friends. People aren't going to like it. Once you start trying to create wealth and build wealth for you and your family, or whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish, whatever major goal, doesn't even have to be wealth. It could be starting a business. It could be branding an online company, whatever you're trying to do. It could be becoming an actor or a musician. A lot of people are not going to like it. A lot of people are not your friend. A lot of people are not going to have your back. And it's just the truth. Once you start doing what's best for you, you're going to have to let people go and leave them behind. I'm sorry. This is a solo process. This is not some whimsical journey that we dance around in the woods looking for unicorns and counting fucking butterflies. It's just not what it is. This is a solo process. It is very rugged. It is uphill. It is very hard. You're going to be wet, cold, hungry, tired. You are going to be drugged through the mud. And if you can make it, most cannot. If you can make it, then you know what happens? There's another process, and it's going to be the same thing. You get to a little platform, you get to stop, breathe, take a break, eat some good food, rebuild your energy for 6 months or a year, and then boom, you got to go up that hill again because you ain't done. And it's never done. It's never going to be done. You got to go up that hill again. You're going to be cold, wet, hungry, crawling through the mud all over again. And that process repeats itself. You're going to get to another level. You're going to flatten out and you're going to get to spend a year or two. Everything's good. Everything's great. And then boom, you got to go up that hill again. You're never going to quit climbing, ever. The only way you quit climbing is if you quit or die. Hands down, if you quit or die. I'm on this road for the rest of my life, guys. For the rest of my life, I am here. I'm going to die on this road. You're going to wake up and you're going to be like, that dude went lying. If me and you live the same life, if we freaking wake up in 30, 40 years and we're both still living and you see me, you're going to be like, that dude was not lying. I am on this road till I die. This is where I'm at and it's what I'm doing. So when you ask me how to become your own bank, you need to develop that type of mindset. You need to be serious. If you're just out here just bullshitting around, playing around, man, it's not going to work because it's hard. It's hard. For anybody out there listening, it is hard. It is one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life. I can't be any more clearer than that. Most of you won't make it. Most of you don't have that drive, are not being that serious about your life. You want me to give you some fairy tale, it's going to feel good answer, and it ain't one, man. For 2 years, I lived off of nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing for 2 years. This is a 4-year period for me. But for 2 years, I lived off nothing. No cigarettes, no alcohol, no going out to eat, no fast food. I took care of my kids because it was not their fault. They did not shouldn't suffer like that. I took care of them, but I personally lived off of nothing. All I had, all my good clothes became work clothes. All my work clothes became everyday clothes. I wore work boots all day long. I remember this girl laughing and she's like, Robert, all you wear is boots. You know what, man? It is what it is. So what? I wore work boots all day long. I stayed in work clothes. I had no dress clothes, no good clothes. There were no bars and clubs, man. There was no nightlife. There was no dating. There was none of that shit. All I did was work 50, 60, 70-hour weeks and stack cash. I paid off debt and I stacked cash. Paid off debt and I stacked cash. That was it. Once I got the debt paid off, I even stacked more cash. More cash. More cash. I didn't start to see any real relief in this process until the second year. That's why I say it was a 2-year process, because by the time the second year was over, I could go treat myself to Applebee's, to a $20 steak. I could go and treat myself to a little something here and there because the debts were paid off and I was stacking cash. But by year 2 and 4, I was still between years 2 and 4, so 3 and 4, I was still in that same mindset of save, stack cash. And the reason that I got this way was because the state of California reached into my bank accounts and levied my accounts and left me, and at the time, my 10-year-old son, homeless. So I don't know what's going to have to happen to you for you to light a fire up under you. But I tell my son this, You know, if you got a laziness about yourself, something has to happen to you. Something in life is going to have to happen to where you're just like, never again. And I don't want it to be that way. I really wish that you would be able to listen to what I'm saying and be like, okay, I better take proper steps and plan this out now, because that's obviously what it is. It is everything I do now is tactical. It is methodical steps. It is a process to get me to the next level. I don't just walk around the woods looking for unicorns on some whimsical journey. It's not just like, oh, this will happen. The universe will take care of me. If I pray hard enough, this will happen. Bullshit. Bullshit. Go ahead. You going outside and you pray all day and don't put any work. All right, go ahead. You will become a Buddha. You will become either skinny or fat sitting under a tree hoping somebody brings you a sandwich. Go ahead. Go ahead and tell me how that works in 2024. Feel free. Feel freaking free. This is a process, okay? This is not some journey. This is a process. It is tactical, methodical steps. Each one leads and aligns with the next level to get me somewhere else. I'm going here. I got to do this, this, this. Boom, there. Going here. Got to do this, this, this. Boom, there. And I keep moving up. I keep moving forward. I don't look back. I don't look behind. I'm not worried about what was back there. I don't care about old friendships, relationships. I don't care about none of that shit. That stuff is gone. It's in the past. I wish them the best. I don't want anything bad to happen to anybody, but I'm going this way. My sights are set that way. I'm going forward, not back. I stay in my rear view, man. I stay looking in my rear view just to see what's going on behind me, but I'm not turning around. I'm moving forward. I take a look back every now and then just to say like, okay, but sometimes, man, you got to go back to where you came from to see how far you've gotten. Sometimes you have to go back, and anybody that's knows what I'm talking about, that's created any form of wealth, you might need to go back to your old neighborhood. You might need to go back to your old community or your old school or your old childhood home or whatever. If you grew up really poor, and just take a look. That way you could see how far you've came. You might, that just to remind you, to give you that mental strength, just to give you that mental callus again of who you could have been. You might need to go do that. So all this goes in with being your own bank, man. I'm not just rambling. So I hope you're taking this into account, because being your own bank starts from being at the bottom. Unless you got a hell of a net worth right now already, then I would just tell you to pay off all your debts, go debt free, and then pull a big portion of your money out of the bank. So like if you're sitting on 50 grand or 100 grand and, you know, whatever, get the debts paid off. It's like I tell you, get the debts paid off, get yourself back to zero, and then move forward. So, or, you know, like my personal opinion, my personal choice, because I know what it's like to pay off debts, and it just becomes a round robin of paying off debts and stacking cash. Oh, I'm in debt again. Let me give them my money. So all that debt-free bull crap is exactly what that is. That's debt-free bull crap. I wouldn't even worry about the debts. I would just immediately start at zero and realize that my credit's shot. I can't use my credit. I need to build cash first. Once I start building enough cash, I'm going to flip that cash and then go back and pay off my debts. If you don't have no gumption, no drive about yourself, man, and you don't know what to do, then just pay off the debts. But if you're a real smooth hustler and you got some skills and you believe in yourself and your abilities to move forward in this life and in this process, don't pay off your debt. Stack as much cash as possible. Get yourself to $50,000. Look for a partner, or look for a very cheap house, or start flipping trailers or cars and start making that money work for you. Continue to keep your day job. Make that money work for you on the side. Go back and pay off your debts. Once you turn that, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 into $100,000, turn around and go back and pay off your debts. Now you're debt free with $50,000, $60,000. The process worked that much faster. For me, I didn't know these things. For me, I didn't think about, hey, the money I'm saving, I need to go ahead, or the money I'm using to pay off these debts, I could have been saving it and then, flipping houses. And then my first or second flip, I could have went back and paid off the debt. People are like, well, how are you going to flip houses with debt? Because I'm paying cash for these properties. I'm buying these properties cash. That's how you become your own central bank. I don't want to borrow money anymore. It's the whole not using credit. That's all it is. Now, my credit is great now, and I could go use it because I understand how to leverage debt. But until you learn how to leverage debt, you don't want to borrow money. Other than that, if you're borrowing money for negative assets. You're borrowing money for cars you can't afford, for houses you can't afford, for whatever. You're borrowing money for negative things. Stay away from payday loans and shit like that, guys. It's horrible. Don't rent your furniture. Save up and buy it. Stuff like that is horrible. But all this goes hand in hand, man. I'm not just rambling, so soak up the information as you can. So you ask me to break it down, tell us how to become your own bank. Get out of the system. Pay off your debts. In the short version, pay off your debts, whichever route you choose, my way or the old way. Pay off your debts. Save as much cash as you can. Build a good financial base foundation for yourself. Once you build a solid foundation that you'll never touch again, a solid foundation is about $25,000. For me, I'm gonna say a solid foundation. That's what I mean by foundation. You got to do what's best for your own life. But a solid foundation is about, the average person, I would say, is about $25,000, a nice amount, whatever looks good to you, of gold and silver, guns and bullets, with your food preparations, your food preservations all set up. That way, I'm talking about, get yourself 90 days worth of emergency food. Get yourself 90 days worth of cash. Get yourself, $10,000, $15,000 worth of gold and silver. Get yourself enough guns and bullets to protect your home, and that's your base. That's your foundation. And then you build from that. Once you get all that in place and you never touch it again, you are becoming your own central bank. You've just beat the system. I'm serious. Like, you haven't beat it, but man, you're on your way. Once you figure out your basic survival rate and what it costs for you and your family to survive on planet Earth for 1 year, if you can save that, if it's you and a family, if it's just you, it's going to be about $25,000. And that's not for a year, but that's a great starting point. But once you figure out what it's going to cost for you and your family to survive on planet Earth for 1 year, and you can save that money and never touch it again. Let's say that it costs you and your family $60,000 to survive on planet Earth for 1 year. Once you get 60 grand in the bank, don't touch it no more. You got 1 year of life right there for you and your family. You guys have 1 year of life, and that gives you 1 year to get that shit together. You move a little different, man. You walk a little taller. Your boss, that doesn't mean you get to be rude and get to be an asshole, but it means that when your boss tries to make you do things that are just way outside of your comfort zone, you can say, hey man, I'm good. I don't have to do this. I'm going to go find another job. You can really put in a 2 weeks notice without applying for other jobs. You know what I mean? Like, you move different, man, because you know that you have something to fall back on. The person and the character that you have to become to be able to do this is insane. It's completely different than who you are right now. So if you'll take 2 years or 4 years or 5 years of your life and completely sacrifice, guys, there's no way to get to the next level. There's no way to get to any level without sacrificing. You're going to lose something. You're going to have to leave something behind. Something's not coming with you. I don't know if it's a car, if it's a house, if it's a kid, if it's a friend. I don't know. But if you think for 1 second that you're going to get to the next level and be able to hold on to all the shit that you got right now, it ain't going to happen. There is no way to become the new you while holding on to the old you or the things that make you the old you. It's impossible. There's no way. There's no way. I can't stress that enough. So for you to sit back and you ask me how to become your own bank, this is it. Something has to go. You got to say goodbye. You got to say goodbye to every freaking thing, pretty much everything you know. I'm not even lying. Outside of your mother, father, maybe them, your kids, things like that. I don't know. But you're going to have to say goodbye, man. There's no way for you to become your own bank and hold on to people, hold on to friendships, crap relationships, an old girlfriend, a boyfriend. Impossible. So that's how you become your own bank. You work your ass off. You save as much as you possibly can. You get yourself out of debt. You can do the Dave Ramsey snowball effect. You can do all these things. You get yourself out of debt. You stop borrowing money. You learn how to leverage debt. So when you do borrow money, you know exactly what you're doing with it, and you have a plan for it to get you more money. Okay. If you guys want to talk about leveraging debt, we can do that at a later time. But when you ask me how to become your own bank, that is it, man. It's hard work. Most people will not make it. Your friends and family will not understand you because they didn't do it or they can't do it. It is hard. It is hard. It is probably one of the hardest things that I've ever done to become my own bank. And the way you do that one more time is you get yourself to zero as fast as possible. You stack as much cash as fast as possible. You make sure you pay off your debts and because you're not going to be able to move forward in life without paying off your debt. If you got negative debt, I don't care who you are, you will not be Tom Cruise could not be Tom Cruise if he carried around a bunch of negative debt. I'm sure he has debt, but it's not negative. Okay. Negative debts is your shit car that you bought because you thought you wanted to look cool, the house you can't afford, the things like that, the credit cards racked up because you can't stop overspending. Those types of things are negative debt. If you can't get that under control, you have to get that under control to move forward. If you can't, you will not be able to move forward. You will get stopped dead in your tracks. I don't care how much cash you save, you will be stopped at some point on one of these levels along this journey. You will get stopped. You may make it all the way up there. And somewhere in there, somebody's going to say, hey, I know that you're sitting on $1 million, but you got to go back and pay off this 65 grand. And you're like, man, you're not going to be able to move forward. Now that sounds good though. That'd be real easy. You make it to $1 million, go back and give them that 65, man. Stop bullshitting. But listen, you're going to have to get that debt paid off. Debt's going nowhere. It's never going to go nowhere. It's going to 100% hinder you from moving forward. So that's how you become your own bank, man. You sacrifice 2 to 4 years of your life. You stack as much cash as you can. You get yourself to zero. You pay off the negative debts. You keep stacking as much cash as you can. You get your basic survival rate out of the way. Whatever it is that costs for you to live on planet Earth is what you should save for 1 year. Bam, you got a foundation. Then you start stacking up around gold, silver, guns, bullets, foods. Pfft. Dude, my foundation over here is solid, brother. It's solid. It is. It bothers me. It hinders me. Not hinders me, but it bothers me because I want more. I want so much more. But I have to take a recollection of what I have. I have to go deep sometimes and realize that, hey, man, you're doing better than most. And that's not me bragging because I don't like where I'm at. I'm not comfortable where I'm at. I need way more than what I think I do. But my foundation is solid, and I can be honest about that. I have one hell of a foundation that most people don't have. Most people don't have the foundation that I have, and that's not me bragging. I'm just talking to you guys about it. You know, you guys are my people, so I want you to fully understand that, and you need to do the same thing for yourself. To become your own bank, you stop borrowing money, you get yourself back to zero, and you just stack cash. Stack, cash heavy, brother. That's it. That's what this whole channel is about. Become the CEO of your own life. Cash heavy. That's it. Cash. Stop listening to these people about, the dollar is going to collapse. The current man, dude, if the dollar collapses, you have that's what you need guns and bullets for. That's what you're going to need gold and silver for. You got way more problems if the dollar collapses than what the dollar was going to do for you anyway. Okay, you got way more problems going on. If the dollar collapsed, you woke up and they said the US dollar just collapsed. Trust me. You're not going to work. You're not going to freaking work. You're going to need to go ahead and barricade your windows and doors and get ready to pretend to protect yourself. And that's what it's going to be. Maybe, I don't know, but yeah, if it collapses, it's not. So listen, cash is king. Cash is king. Okay. And you guys need to stop with the mindset of the world's collapsing, this and that. If everything collapses, you're talking about the S&P 500 going down. The S&P 500 is the most influential and successful 500 businesses in the United States. Do you think Walt Disney? Do you think Amazon, Tesla, Microsoft? Do you think Google? Do you think all these major companies are getting ready to allow the United States currency to collapse? They will change it. Yes, currency changes have happened all throughout the years, all throughout history. But to honestly collapse, look at that level that you're talking. Coca-Cola, okay, PlayStation, Netflix, Nike, Disney. Look at that level. If those people collapse, you got way more problems on your hands than freaking, you get it. You guys freaking get it. So please, cash is king. Start stacking cash. It's going nowhere. Pay off your debts. Will there be a currency change? Sure. I'll probably see a currency change in my lifetime for sure. For sure. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We're going to see a currency change in the next 30 years, guaranteed. Guaranteed. So yeah, you'll just roll with the punches. When they change currencies, you'll take whatever currency you're currently using and you will send it over to the next. Like, okay, I got, $1 million in, United States dollars in USD or wherever country you're from. Give me my $1 million of this new currency. That's what's going to happen. Because if they try to take the currency that people have worked for, you got bigger problems. So guys, this is what I tell you. Like yesterday, control the controllables. I don't focus on all this prepper nation stuff. So yes, I am a prepper in a sense, 100%. And you should be too. You should become your own central bank. You should pay off your debts, get yourself to zero, stack cash, have gold, silver, guns, bullets, and a food preservation. That's 100%, 100% what you should have because things are uncertain. We live in uncertain times. It doesn't even matter about the times. The entire world has always been uncertain. You think a freaking caveman didn't have extra spears, extra flint, steel, extra fire makers, extra wood? Like a caveman never let his fire burn out. That was his whole gist, was to keep his flame going. You know what I'm saying? So they were always like, guys, get in that mindset anyways. Never let your fire go out. Okay, stop running around looking for the government to save you in some whimsical fairyland, looking for unicorns and butterflies. Stop that shit. This is a process. It is a methodical plan that we're tactical. Okay, you're now a caveman. Okay, and you do not need to let your fire burn out, or a cave woman, and you do not need to let your fire go out anymore. You think they didn't have a food preserve? You think Native Americans didn't? Said they made pemmican. Pemmican lasts for, I don't even know. Somebody leave it in the comments below. Pemmican lasts for, God, I don't know, 6 months, a year. They made that. They lived on that. You think the freaking Pilgrims had some 401k, trying to plan for all this 30-year methodical shit? No, take care of yourself. But don't get wrapped up in the simple fact of, oh, the world's going to end, it's going to collapse, and that's all you take care of is prepper nation shit. No, garbage. Garbage. The world's been collapsing every day for the past, I don't know how many centuries. Hundreds and hundreds of years it's been collapsing. Your world will only collapse if you didn't take the proper preparations for it. That's it. So build a great foundation, become your own central bank. So when you ask me how to do it, brother, that's how you do it. That's 100% how you do it. You say goodbye to everybody you knew because they're not going to believe in you. They're not going to be on this same journey. They don't have the drive or the motivation to do it. You're alone. And you have to realize that you are alone. I was alone. I wanted somebody to come help me. I wanted somebody to come save me. I wanted somebody to show me the way. Nobody showed me shit. And that's why I'm sitting here telling you guys what to do. I was alone. I went through this whole process alone. I was made fun of. I was talked about. I went from the penthouse to the shit house twice. I've told you guys that. I went from riding around in a nice ass BMW to everybody hating on me because that's what people do when you start looking really good. But it was all leveraged. It was all fake. And then I started losing everything. And once I lost everything, I was like, this is never going to happen to me again. And I built a great foundation. I spent 4 years of my life doing nothing but paying, 2 years doing nothing but paying off debt and stacking cash. The next 2 years, I saw a little financial freedom. I saw a little leeway that I could go and kind of buy that $20 steak, like I said, or smoke a cigar or this or that. So 2 years of my life, I did nothing. No eating out, no cigars, no drinking, no dating, no nothing. And I paid off debt and stacked cash. The next 2 years, I just kept stacking cash, but I was able to afford my cigars again. I was able to freaking afford the steak. So I spent 4 years of my life doing absolutely nothing but stacking cash. Still did not date. Still did not freaking go out to bars and clubs. Did the best I could to stay away from alcohol back then. Everything. And I spent that 4 years stacking cash. That's it. Cash, cash, cash. Stack cash. That's how you become your own central bank. That's how you do it. There's no other way around it. That's 100% how you do it. Cash is king. Stack cash, pay off the debts, and stack more cash. Once you get to a comfortable level, a comfortable foundation for yourself, then you can say, all right, I'm never touching this cash again. I feel like I tell you guys to get to 10 grand, but I feel like that comfortable foundation is about 25. So 10 grand is a good emergency fund to save yourself if something bad happens. But that comfortable foundation is about 25. 25 grand, you figure it out for your own self, for your own life. what could you do with 25 grand? How much could that save you, help you? 25 grand lets you move a little different. So you'll see what I'm saying once you do this process. That's how you do it, brother. That's 100% how you do it. Nobody's coming with you, man. You're alone. This process is a solo journey. So I hope that helped. I hope that answers your question. I really do. I'm going to touch on vasectomies real quick. And vasectomies are a good thing. It's no different than a woman deciding to get her tubes tied. Obviously, I'm going to sit there and tell you that if you do not have kids, you don't need to get one. I don't care how bad you're sitting back screaming that you don't want children. If you do not have kids, you do not need to get a vasectomy. You need, I'm running out of time here. If you don't have kids, you do not need to get a vasectomy. Because you may want children at a later date in life. So for sure. But if you already have kids, I have 2 sons. I'm definitely considering it. I don't want any more kids. I'm definitely considering getting one. It's no different than a woman getting her tubes tied. But I will not be getting a reverse vasectomy. So I don't recommend that. So yes, vasectomies are good. You should be willing to get one after you've had children and you know for sure you don't want any more. But until you've had children, I would not have a vasectomy. Because you might want kids later in life, and a reversal is something that I'm probably not willing to do. So anyways, I hope that answered your question. I hope that helped, guys. I got to get up out of here. Ran a little longer, but I appreciate you guys. Thanks for being here. Make sure you smash that like button if you got any value out of this video. You guys take care and have a great day. See you later.